The Kent Regional Fire Authority is a community partner providing effective and sustainable fire and emergency medical services that maximize the resources entrusted to us to serve the needs of a changing community. In April 2010, the voters of Kent, Covington, and King County Fire District 37 approved a ballot measure to establish a regional fire authority and a funding system that utilizes both property taxes and a fire benefit charge as the primary funding sources. This change took effect in January 2011. The intent of the Kent Regional Fire Authority, or RFA, is to clearly communicate how the Fire Authority utilizes your dollars to govern, fund, and provide emergency and life safety services. This video will provide you with an overview of the Kent RFA funding method and answer basic questions regarding funding. What were the problems associated with previous methods of funding, and why was it necessary to make the transition to a regional fire authority? In the first years of the 21st century, it became apparent that traditional government funding methods would not adequately meet the demands for future fire and EMS service needs.
Looking back how the fire department was organized in the past under the City of Kent, it was under the management of the city mayor and the city council. In turn, the fire department provided fire and EMS to Fire District 37 and the City of Covington under a contract. This arrangement simply did not provide consistent funding, nor did it address all of the concerns of multiple jurisdictions in a consistent manner. And this led to looking to alternative funding methods for fire and EMS services.
The fire department was funded through taxes and fees from the City of Kent and King County Fire District 37 and was heavily dependent on property values and continual growth in the economy. It did not account for specific and unique fire response requirements for a given property. This funding method was not sufficiently reliable, as the fire department did not have control of funds or major fluctuations in the economy and had no dedicated funding source. In addition to funding concerns, there was also a need to consolidate resources across the region, which would provide for greater cost efficiencies.
To address the issues of consistent and long-term funding, a stakeholders committee was formed in April of 2007. It included a broad and diverse group including citizens, business owners, elected officials, fire union representatives, as well as fire department officials and consultants. After 18 months, it was recommended that the Kent, Covington, and Fire District 37 form an RFA with a reliable funding source that really included a base tax and a fire benefit charge to address the fire risk and service issues in the future.
What is the definition of a regional fire authority, and how is it funded? A regional fire authority, or RFA, is a special purpose district. It is a state of Washington chartered municipal corporation and an independent taxing authority. It combines multiple fire departments and jurisdictions in order to provide fire and emergency medical services with a dedicated funding source. Within the Kent RFA's boundaries are the cities of Kent, Covington, and SeaTac, along with unincorporated Fire District 37, which includes parts of Kent's East Hill area. The Kent RFA is governed by a board of 8 members, consisting of 3 elected City Council members from Kent, 3 elected commissioners from Fire District 37, and 2 non-voting board members representing the cities of Covington and SeaTac. The fire chief acts under the authority of the board and is an employee of the Regional Fire Authority. The funding system used by the Kent RFA is based primarily on 2 main revenue sources: property taxes and a fire benefit charge, or FBC. Both the property taxes and the FBC fees are collected through your King County property taxes. What are the basic components of this 2-part funding system? The first part is a property tax that is capped at $1 per $1,000 of the assessed value of your property. It is used for day-to-day operations, as well as capital needs for the fire authority. Capital pertains to large expenditures, such as the purchase of fire authority response and support vehicles, hose replacement, and breathing apparatus replacement. It also includes the construction of new fire stations and offices, and large maintenance projects for older fire stations.
The second part of the funding is a fire benefit charge and is known as a fee. The amount collected under the fire benefit charge is capped at 60% of the total operating budget. And it's used for day-to-day operational expenses like salary, equipment, fuel, and utilities.
Fire benefit charges and property taxes are authorized under state law, the Revised Code of Washington, RCW 5226-180. These two parts, taxes and fire benefit charges, are interconnected and balanced together to maintain a stable and reliable funding source. Now we'll break down these two funding components further. 1. The tax of up to $1 per $1,000 of assessed value of your property. Taxes imposed by the Regional Fire Authority are capped at $1 per $1,000 of assessed value of your property. If your property, land, and buildings is valued at $200,000, then you would pay a maximum of $200 each year for taxes related to Regional Fire Authority operations. On your annual property tax statement, you will see a breakdown of your total property taxes. Some taxes will go to the county for roads and general services. Others will be for the library, hospital districts, schools, and Medic One. Within that breakdown, you will see taxes allocated to fire, which is the taxes used to pay for the Regional Fire Authority. These fire taxes generally account for less than 10% of your total tax bill. This tax amount is determined by the Kent RFA Governance Board within parameters set by state law. Two, the Fire Benefit Charge, or FBC. The fire benefit charge is also capped. However, unlike the fire tax levy, the FBC maximum collection is 60% of the total operating budget of the Regional Fire Authority. In January of each year, you will receive notice from the Kent RFA with a breakdown of your fire taxes and fire benefit charge for that year. It will also provide other pertinent information associated with your property, as well as general information about the fire benefit charge funding methods. This notice is provided for your information and records only and is not a bill. How is the fire benefit charge for my specific property determined?
The fire benefit charge is a fee charged to the property parcel and is based on personnel and equipment for a fire response at that specific location. Considerations include the building size, the building type, any associated risks or specific needs to mitigate that incident. A larger building requires a larger response, just as a smaller building requires a smaller response. Factors such as senior housing, hazardous material storage, and any other factors are taken into account in determining the fire benefit charge. That's why it has its name, the fire benefit charge. The amount charged is equal to the fire response needed to mitigate the incident.
Discounts are incorporated into the fee adjustment. These discounts are given for buildings that are equipped with monitored fire alarm systems and/or fire sprinkler systems. Exemptions are also built into the fee adjustment. Exemptions exist for low-income seniors and disabled property owners, parcels used for agricultural purposes, vacant land, structures less than 400 square feet, and facilities used for a combination of worship and religious education. The discount for low-income seniors and disabled property owners is determined by state law and administered through King County.
Once the total fire benefit charge is set by the Governance Board, it is then allocated to the properties in the Regional Fire Authority. The fire benefit charge assures that you are paying only what it takes to run the fire department and nothing more.
Please take the time to view Part 2 of this video presentation, the Kent Regional Fire Authority Funding System, Understanding the Basics, Part 2. Topics include our commitment to maintain the lowest possible fees, accountability, services provided, frequently asked questions, and important contact information. Thank you for your interest in the Kent Regional Fire Authority.